Well, it's pretty hot this time of year. It's 99 right now outside. I don't have a Oh, I do. I do have a temperature. Where did I put it? Had this one from my parents' house back in the day. Let's see what it says. It says it's 100 and some change in here. Okay, well, it's a hot box. So that's no big surprise. Anyway, so I'm out visiting some friends for lunch the other day because a popular restaurant here in Oklahoma City is going to close down that we used to eat at every Saturday back in the day. So they're closing down. So we went down on Saturday to see them, and I met up with my buddy. And he had this piece of equipment in his junk box. Yeah, that's a server door. So for a cabinet rack, server rack, that's a door for it. And it was just in his gonna throw it away, pull the trailer over to, metal and dump it out. Immediate thing came to mind. Would that work for a flooring for my roof rack? I think yes. So we've got some measurements, and we've got, this is almost 24 inches across, and it is 74 inches long. So it's not going to quite work for my 4x4, but that is 4x3, pretty close. So what we're going to do is on the roof rack here, we'll have it extend from this bar here to the back over there, which is right at 37 inches on the inside. Let me get this tape out here again. So you can see there's 37 right there. So that's going to cover all but just this little space here at the front of the roof rack. So the next plan is to get the lock off of it, get some measurements, and give it a cut and a half. And then we'll have to determine how I'm going to mount it. This has got a pretty cool mounting bar system already, but I'm not quite sure how I want to do that. I may just attach to these metal bars that are going across, so I could put bolts here, here, and here, and then do that, and then in the middle as well, and then on the far side duplicate what I'm going to do on this side. So there it is. I'm kind of excited about that. So now I can put firewood and that kind of stuff up here, and not store it inside the truck. Or if I have boxes full of stuff, I can put it up here and not have to worry about more storage for the back of the truck. So very cool. All right, so more details. I'm going to get started on this project and be right back. Okay, so I think that's gonna work. There's one other situation here. This tube being open. We had a guy come down from Montana. He had lived here, but he was working up there, and he had come down to kind of visit and say hi and stuff. And so he dropped into our club meeting that day. It was just a garage day. We were changing oils and doing fluids and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, I just came by to check it out, and wondered if you guys could, take a look at this." And we're like, "Okay, sure." And so we did. And we got, he said, "Oh, let me do my fluids too." So we were like, "All right, let's run to the store." His roof rack on top of his disco at 44 miles an hour started going. It drove me nuts all the way to the store. And I was only in the car for 5 minutes. And I was like, "How do you stand that?" And he's like, "Oh, I just tune it out now. I don't even hear it anymore." He drove all the way from Montana with it making that noise. I think he said if he got up over a certain speed, it stopped. But, oh my gosh, no way. There's no way. So I'll have to plug those holes on this. I don't want it to whistle. I couldn't. Oh, temperature too high. Yeah, I stitched those videos together. The previous clip, the camera shut down. It's too hot in the shop to run the camera on my phone. So the temperature on the phone said, "Too hot, shutting camera down." So yeah, it's hot outside. Wrapped up that story. So got to plug that little box hole, probably wipe down and paint the decking now that I've got cut up there. It turned out really good. I'm pretty pleased with it so far. It's gonna be pretty structural, I think, too. Pretty strong. I don't put a lot of stuff up on the roof rack. There are some conversations online about how much weight you should have on top of your truck. I know people put rooftop tents up there and then put 200-pound people sleeping up there. I'm sure it's fine. It probably isn't fine long term over a long time period of time without flexing the frame of the truck above the sills. But it's your truck. Do what you're gonna do. But I don't put anything too much up there. Jerry cans, we put those up there. Tend to put a tent. If we have a big tent, we throw it up there too. I'm trying to think of the last time we actually packed out stuff and actually put stuff in the roof on the tent. But yeah, not on the tent, on the deck. That's probably it. Big tent and some jerry cans, one with water, one with fuel. That's basically all we put up there. So, but we can put firewood up there. So the next generation of this truck, when I finish it, and finish the back out with the tape, with the bed, I want to put it on that side with the slide where the cook camp will slide out behind the truck, like you see on all these videos with guys in their pickup trucks and all that. And it was decking systems. I'm going to build something for the back of that one, and I'm going to sleep back there. So that'll be a camper at some point, almost a camper. Several videos of that online. You can do Google on the YouTubes and find that. So that's all I got for now. It's hot. I'm gonna go outside and clean up my mess I made and put some tools away, and hopefully it'll cool off here in a couple of months, literally. September's coming. It's July, so got a couple more hot months to go. I think it turned out pretty good. Got stainless steel fixtures for it. So it's basically cut in half, as we talked about before. My worst fear is that it's going to whistle, but we'll see. Anyway, you can see it. Let me back up a little bit. So it's basically two doors, or one door cut in half. There it is. But it screwed it down in the center and on the ends of each piece and got it bolted down. I'm hoping it'll be all I was hoping it would be. Had some trouble with the hardware I bought today, though. This was stainless steel fine thread. I wish I'd have gotten coarse, but the goal was to put nylocks on it so that it wouldn't vibrate loose. Well, these would screw on about as far as you can see right there, and then they would stop. They'd lock up. Manufacturing tolerances are not what they used to be in the olden days. I remember my dad having trouble with parts when Japan took over all the things everybody bought, and my dad complained about cheap Japanese this or Japanese that, because it wasn't American made, you know. I'm sure these were all bolts built in China as well, but yeah, they're terrible. The old ones were starting to rust. You know how much I love some rust. So extended them, went on to 1.5 inch bolts, so I can use that extra bolt for maybe some other things later. Still thinking about how that's going to go, but yeah, recommend using nylox on all of this. Used a washer on the front and the back of each bolt, so right here and right here on each bolt, so they're all done that way. Mounted some down, mounted those two up. It was easier to do up. The tolerances underneath here were pretty tight, so I didn't want them to extend out too far and cut holes or scratch holes in my roof. So I already did some pretty dumb stuff, drilling right here. Oh, I got backed up, sorry. I may have tapped the roof with the drill bit once or twice. I didn't inspect that when I came back out. But anyway, I'm happy about it. My son helped me lift it off. I probably should have had him help me lift it back on, but he left to go back to his job. So anyway, recycle, reuse, right? So I think this will work out really good. If that starts vibrating like that, if I get it going where it's racking like that, I'll put bolts on it and hold it down. So we'll have to test it. Pretty sure we're going to put bolts on that then, aren't we? Because it is vibrating way too much. All right, well, more to bolt down, so we'll get going on that. All right, that's all I got for now.